Hey there, welcome to Infinity Files. What if we stopped producing waste? Now let's pretend this is 2025 and you wake up in your smart home that runs off of clean energy. You make yourself some breakfast with your 3D food printer and then you head out to work in your self-driving electric car. Your house doesn't produce any waste because everything in it is either edible or can be recycled back into raw materials. And because you live in a sustainable smart city, all of the resources you use come from renewable sources and don't require mining or drilling. You power your day by charging up on solar power, wind power, and kinetic energy harvesting tiles embedded in the pavement. Even your car charges while you drive using wireless electromagnetic resonance, so you never have to worry about plugging it in. There are no landfills near your city because everything is either reused or converted to energy. Nature is returning to these areas. Clean water flows freely through pipes that were once clogged with garbage. Birds chirp happily in the trees, a nice change from the days of sirens and jackhammers. The air is clear, the plants are lush and healthy, and people are living long lives fueled by delicious lab-grown meat. In fact, people live so long that some choose to move to space when they reach 100 just to extend their natural lifespan. This is your future if you stop producing waste. But how do we get there? Well, waste comes in many forms. It's not just the obvious solid waste that we throw away. That's only 25% of our total waste. Another 25% is liquid waste like wastewater from sewage plants. And believe it or not, the majority of our waste is actually air and noise pollution. While we can't exactly turn carbon dioxide back into oxygen, we can prevent it from escaping into the atmosphere. One way is through carbon capture, which removes carbon dioxide from the air and stores it deep underground, where it can't escape into the atmosphere. Though this technology isn't widely available yet, companies like Climeworks are working towards commercialization. While we also can't reverse noise pollution, we can reduce it by redesigning cities for walkability. What if every single place you need to go was within walking distance? No cars, no traffic, just fresh air and exercise. Sounds pretty peaceful, right? So let's look at the other types of waste. Cities around the world generate 2 billion tons of solid waste each year. To put that number into perspective, that's equal to 81.8 million school buses. But what if instead of taking up valuable space in landfills, this waste could be used to build new things? Enter 3D printing, also known as additive manufacturing. 3D printers create objects by laying down successive layers of material until the desired shape is created. Today, many 3D printers use plastics, but the field is rapidly advancing to include materials like concrete, metal, and even human tissue. And guess what? Waste can be one of these materials. A recent study found that high-performance concrete made from 90% industrial waste showed similar results to traditional concrete in terms of compressive strength and durability, with the added benefit of being much more eco-friendly. Using waste to make building materials would reduce the need to quarry and refine virgin materials and lower the cost of construction. Plus, the buildings would be super tough since they'd incorporate shredded-up pieces of waste that act like rebar reinforcing the structure. And who knows, maybe someday we can 3D print entire buildings from plastic waste or even rocket ships. While 3D printing can deal with the physical waste we create, what about the digital waste? According to the World Economic Forum, every minute we create 3.8 megabytes of data per person. By 2025, this figure will rise to 46.6 megabytes. Where does all this data go? Well, it's stored on servers, massive cabinets filled with hard drives that take up tons of space and consume enormous amounts of electricity. In fact, data centers currently account for about 2% of global electricity consumption, and by 2025, that number will grow to 12%. At some point, we'll need to start recycling data. Some companies are already taking steps in this direction by using old hard drives to store less critical data. Others are developing software that allows multiple users to share one server. But we need to develop more efficient ways to manage data if we want to keep our digital footprint small. Speaking of footprints, what if we could reuse our waste products to grow new plants? That may sound weird now, but it's been done before. After the 9/11 attacks, scientists wanted to determine the safety of using debris from the World Trade Center as fertilizer. They found that the dust contained high levels of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, nutrients that plants need to grow. This means that after cleaning it, the dust could be used as fertilizer, helping crops grow faster and larger. Farmers are already using digestate, a nutrient-rich liquid byproduct of anaerobic digestion, to fertilize fields. Anaerobic digestion is a process that uses microorganisms to break down organic matter in the absence of oxygen. It's often used to treat wastewater and food waste, producing biogas that can be used for heating and electricity generation. Treated wastewater isn't clean enough to drink, but it's more than clean enough to water the grass or add to a river to supplement its flow. Singapore already pipes treated wastewater to its industrial parks where it's used for cooling and processing. If we can find ways to reuse our waste products locally, we won't need to extract as many raw materials from the earth, and we can reduce the amount of waste going to landfills. In countries without robust waste management systems, garbage is often burned. This practice releases harmful pollutants into the air and contributes to climate change. However, if we can harness the heat produced by this burning, we can use it to generate electricity. Incinerators equipped with heat recovery systems can generate up to 30% of the energy needed to run them. Countries like Sweden are taking this practice to the next level with waste-to-energy plants that burn both household and industrial waste to produce electricity. These plants are powered by superheated steam, which drives turbines connected to generators. The remaining ash is then sent to landfills, but because so much of the waste has been converted to energy, the volume of trash is greatly reduced. You know, when we think of robots, we usually think of clunky machines in factories or sophisticated androids in sci-fi movies. But did you know that robots are used in many aspects of our daily lives? Like when we use virtual assistants like Siri or Alexa, we're interacting with robots. They may not look like it, but these AI programs perform tasks based on the information they receive, making them robots. Robots are everywhere. From self-driving cars to vacuum cleaners, robots are becoming an increasingly important part of our lives. But what if we took this one step further? What if we created robots that could help us explore new worlds like Mars? That's why we created Life Noggin. Explore our new channel, where we'll teach you all about robotics and engineering by building real robots. You can learn how to program a robot to navigate a maze or explore an environment by coding along with our videos. Then you can bring your creations to life using a robotic kit. So, if you love science and technology, be sure to check out Life Noggin and subscribe to our channel. So what if we stopped producing waste? Well, we wouldn't have to worry about where to put all of our garbage anymore. We could use it to build new things, power our homes, and even feed our plants. Of course, we couldn't just stop producing waste cold turkey. We'd have to take steps to reduce and recycle our waste over time, but the benefits would be worth it. We'd have cleaner air and water, healthier plants and wildlife, and new technologies that we never even imagined. Maybe we can even turn trash into treasure. So what do you think? What other ways can we reduce and recycle our waste? Let us know in the comments below. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and be sure to click the notification bell so you never miss an upload. As always, this has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking